So the national model itself. As they developed the model, there were 7 fundamental questions that emerged. Those were, what do students need that the school counseling profession, based on the special body of knowledge and expertise that our profession has, what do students need that we as a profession can best address? Which students benefit from activities designed to address those needs? Are there certain student groups? How do we identify which student groups need our services? What are school counselors best qualified to do to help them? So broadly and narrowly, broadly and very specifically, like what are we best qualified to do to help the students who need our services? How do guidance and counseling relate to the overall educational program? So the advising that we do, the individual counseling, the group counseling, the work with families and stakeholders, how does it all fit and relate to the overall educational program? And how can those services be provided most effectively and most efficiently? Another question that was critically important was, how is a good school counseling program developed by a school? Like not just what is a good school counseling program or what would be the best school counseling program, but how is it developed by a school? And how are the results of a school counselor's work measured? Well, how do we tell, or of all school counselors' work, how are the results measured? How do we explain and share our impact? That focus on accountability and impact lines up directly with the focus of education as a whole, K-12 education, particularly PK-12 education. That focus on accountability and assessing impact, that really is critically important. And school counselors have had to recognize that and to incorporate that into our work. So according to Baker in 2000, the goal is to promote comprehensive balanced K-12 school counseling programs conducted by counselors capable of meeting both remedial and developmental goals for children and adolescents. Common factors across effective school counseling programs, what we know works, is that those programs, the effective programs, they're developmental, sequential, they have clearly defined goals and objectives, they're preventive in nature, they're promotive, they focus on promoting growth, development, process, they're focused, they're facilitative, and they are definitely accountable. So you ask yourself, if you're working in a school, the program that is embedded in your school, is it these things? Do you see these characteristics visibly in your school counseling program? Our primary responsibility is to promote and enhance student learning in order to help students become effective lifelong learners. So we are a bridge. School counselors are a bridge between students as children and youth and their shift from that life as a child and as youth in our communities to active contributors and citizens within those communities, leaders within our communities. We're part of that process for them, and we help to provide that bridge. We help to introduce students to opportunities available to them for growth and development, opportunities for post-secondary education, the career and the work and entry into the workforce, and that opportunity to be strong, whole individuals with a good focus on wellness and their sense of self and how they fit with others, fit and relate to others and within their communities. Like, school counselors have a big role to play. I mean, and the job is very, very hard. But we have a strong history. And what you'll see is that as new things get introduced in our profession, you've heard this from your youth, I'm sure. There's nothing new under the sun. As new things get introduced, they're typically evolutions of previous experiences or previous initiatives or the way we saw things. But they're evolutions because they're better informed, we hope. They're better informed. They've incorporated what we've learned, and they're advancing us down a road rather than shifting us willy-nilly in different directions. When we started looking at the history PowerPoint, we saw that there has been that consistent focus on the development of the whole individual, utilizing the data and the information available to us, and providing really good counseling services, targeted counseling services, targeted to the individual and also to the school populace as a whole, for the preventive programs. And the school counselors have been there through, when the nation has faced tough times, school counselors emerged as a profession ready to help. And we emerged as a profession that others believed was able to help. And so they funded that profession and they provided resources to support the growth of that profession and access to the services provided by that profession for students and citizens. So we're an important profession, but we have to be able to advocate for ourselves, because sometimes our history can get lost, and we can even forget that history. We can feel like we jump from one new initiative to the other as new things come into our school systems. But remember, they're all evolutions, and it's a process of learning, gaining insight, and it's a developmental process for us too. You know, as we learn and grow and change, and we incorporate that knowledge into how we do business, right? As a profession and as individual professionals within the school. You've got to be strong advocates for yourself. And over the course of this semester, we're going to explore opportunities for that advocacy within your school, locally and at the state level, and even nationally. Okay. So our history provides us with a really strong foundation, and if we study our history, we'll understand the trajectory of the profession. If you have questions, please let me know. Thank you.